Adam Klotz is in the Weather Center. I believe that he might be able to join us. Adam, are you there?
Hey guys, yeah, I am here. I also didn't feel it. I feel like I was missing out on that. We do have a couple of graphics when these sort of things do happen. This is the location just outside of New York City. It's part of the Ramapo fault system. It's the longest crack in the Earth's surface on the eastern side of the country. And when earthquakes do happen, as we know, it's very rare. But this is it has typically been the spot that they have happened. This one was at our current look. Oh, getting ahead of myself here. Let me go back for you guys. At our current look, this one is a 4.7 magnitude, and it was located just half a mile down, which is incredibly shallow as far as these things go, which is why so many people felt it. Like you, I didn't feel it here in the building, but I have friends who've been texting far out into Brooklyn who felt this. Some folks up in Princeton, New Jersey also felt it. So it's really shallow. It's part of a fault system that is really long. It doesn't move very often, but when it does happen, this is typically where these happen here across the Northeast. And I do think that shallow nature is the reason that we've seen so many people reporting and texting and calling so far this morning.
Adam, I wanted to ask you about that a little bit more. So we were just talking about the earthquake in Japan was much deeper at 21 miles.
Taiwan.
I said Japan, sorry, in Taiwan. Was 21 miles below. So this one you're saying is much more shallow, relatively speaking, and that's why people felt it?
Yeah, this one is incredibly shallow. The most of the ones we get are closer to what you see there in Taiwan. This was really shallow. It's not a huge number, but for this part of the country, this is a big number. And it is the shallowness. Obviously, the closer you are to the surface, it takes a smaller shake for us all to notice it. And this is, from what it appears, at least in these initial reports, was a very shallow earthquake.
Yeah, Adam, thank you so much.
Somebody over there going dumb with a damn leaf blower, but put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Let me know y'all can hear me. All right, we good. Now, of course, that earthquake was very shallow, but it's a huge earthquake to hit that part of the world. So for the person that said, New Breed, this is clickbait, that's not massive. For this particular part of the world, that's a massive earthquake. That's why it was felt. That's why news reporters, various TV shows was rocked. I believe there was some type of city council meeting that got shook, interrupted on camera. Now, what does it say about the last days, brothers and sisters? It says that in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, that it'll be earthquakes in various places. It will be wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, because the end is not yet, but we're beginning to see certain signs. Now, as some of you all know, I do a lot of news coverage to what's going on in New York. And clearly, the Most High is speaking. See, the way the Most High speak is through earthquakes, not wildfires, well, he does that as well, but tornadoes, what you would call natural phenomenons. And New York right now is up to his heels, up to his neck in violence, in crime, poverty. New York is chaotic at the moment. Now it gets hit with an earthquake. Now, some of you all may just think it's all by chance. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is end time prophecy. That places like New York is getting hit with massive earthquakes. He's literally trying to shake things up, if you get what I'm trying to tell you. The Most High is literally trying to shake things up, man. But you got to be paying attention to the signs of the times. And I can tell you straight like this. When the righteous people of the Most High leave New York, it's over for New York. The Most High is going to bring judgment to that place. It's going to be done. He's going to destroy it. Soon as the righteous men of the Most High and their families leave New York, just like Lot left Sodom and Gomorrah, you're going to see what's going to happen in New York. Because the righteous are leaving. There's a mass exodus taking place where they're getting out of there. And that right there is a birth pain. That's a tremor. That's the Most High saying, look, I'm really holding back my judgment on New York City. He's literally holding back his judgment. Y'all see what they doing with the migrants? They out there committing crimes, getting caught up with guns, drugs, endangering children. They're doing all these things. And New York and the leaders thereof are releasing these criminals with no bail to keep wreaking havoc. They're trying to have a purge in New York, but the Most High, he's trying to shake things up so you can see. Man, we living in them days. And you can't be foolish and just put the blinders on and not pay attention to what's happening. The Almighty is speaking. Now, man, let's get a little bit more coverage on this earthquake so you can get a greater understanding, because we got a lot we got to discuss. We got to discuss this April 8th eclipse and what's going on with Cern, because a lot of people are unaware what's really taking place with this particular this eclipse. Let's go.
Much. Get back
Yes,
to
of
work there.
course.
We'll get back to you momentarily. On the phone, John Abel, a professor and research scientist at the Weston Observatory. Sir, thank you for jumping on the phone. It's early in the story. Should people expect more tremors to follow, or how often do you get a one and done, sir?
For an earthquake this large, I would expect there to be aftershocks that would be felt by people living within a few miles, perhaps a few tens of miles of the epicenter. If there are larger aftershocks, say magnitude 3 to 3.5, and in a normal circumstances, 3.5 would be about the largest aftershock that we would expect to see, with the most frequent aftershocks occurring within the next, say, 24 or 48 hours, but progressively decaying number of aftershocks after that.
Okay, came in at 4.8, went to 4.7. Apparently it's gone back to 4.8. Is that normal?
Well, what happens is the very first number that comes out is an automated one from the computers, and then you want human beings to check them. And then what happens is within minutes or maybe 10 minutes or so after the earthquake, then we can do more sophisticated analyses and actually get the best estimate of the magnitude. So that's why you'll see the magnitude fluctuate around over the first maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes. But by about 30 minutes after the earthquake, we have a good number.
Wondering about what Adam Kloss was just telling us about in terms of he said the relative shallowness of this earthquake. Can you speak to that?
Well, the earthquake, USGS has put it at 4.7 kilometers, which is about 2.8 miles or something down into the earth, and that's actually a pretty common focal depth for earthquakes here along the eastern seaboard, somewhere between maybe the surface and 6 or 7 miles depth.
Now, I don't think people understand how dangerous that is for New Yorkers, with the infrastructure in New York pretty much rotten in its core. Possible flooding can take place if you have a tremor in the wrong area. There's a lot that can actually take place because of this earthquake. But from what I'm seeing is the Most High is giving New Yorkers a warning. Get out of there. This is one of those situations where it's a calm before the storm, so to speak. And you should take heed. All you believers out there, all you brothers and sisters who are Bible believers. Listen, New York is equivalent to Sodom and Gomorrah. New York is equivalent to the Babylonian structure. It's wicked. The laws that are put on the books there are not in favor for platonic family. The laws that are put on the books are in favor for criminals. It's turning into Gotham City. And that's a place that you don't want to be, and the Most High showing you that you don't want to be there. Let me see. I got some more to show y'all when it comes to Cern, right? Because I hear a lot of people talking about April 8th. I hear a lot of people talking about April 8th, and there's a lot of different conspiracies that's coming to the forefront. I want to share with you what the news had to say in this very interesting brief. And how Cern in Switzerland relates to what we're seeing happen with this eclipse. And this is coming directly from the news, and I want y'all to hear this. Let me see, where is that brief? Here you go. Now, this is from News 8 It says state emergency officials warn about cell phone service during the April 8th eclipse. But I want you to listen carefully to what's said. It's only 32 seconds.
Cell phone coverage may be a challenge that day. While we are surging resources in terms of additional coverage, and while we are basically expanding the bandwidth that 911 could use, it is possible that cell phones get a bit overloaded. If that happens, remember that 911 will continue to work. 911 works even when our cell phone grid is overloaded, but only use 911 for true emergencies. Being stuck in traffic, if you are okay, is not a true emergency.
Now, they have something that she said was very key, and a lot of people didn't catch it. They're going to be widening the bandwidth for cell phones to do certain things. Now, how are they able to do that? That's what you should want to know. How are they able to widen the bandwidth? I'm about to show you what Cern will be doing on April 8th, right? I'm going to talk about what Cern is about to do on April 8th so you can get a greater understanding. Here we go. And in order to understand the present, you got to go back and dig into the future. So give me a moment here.
After 3 years of upgrades faster than ever before,
Dream team.
physicists and engineers have been planning this part of the experiment for 15 years.
We just had collisions at an unprecedented energy, 13.6 tera electron volt, and this opens a new era of exploration at CERN, a new chapter. Run 3 of the Large Hadron Collider will give us collisions at higher energy than before, and also an amount of data equivalent to the total amount of data recorded in the previous.
So exactly 1 year ago, CERN, that's in Switzerland, they launched the largest hadron collider known to man, right? Now, for those who don't understand what this is a direct energy weapon, as well as it's a Stargate, essentially. Now, there's a TV show that I want y'all to check out on Netflix, and this show is called 3 Bodies Problem. It's called 3 Body Problem. And it's predictive programming going on in this show. Because what they did was they aimed this hadron collider. In the show, it comes in the form of some sort of satellite. They aim it towards the sun in order to communicate with other entities. That's what's happening on April 8th. Is it a real eclipse, or are they blocking off the sun because they're aiming this energy weapon that will shadow the sun? That's what some of you all should be asking, right? Now, I'm only proposing a question based on what they've been doing and what they've been showing us in these TV series. In order to communicate with the fallen ones and these different entities, they have to target the sun because it sends frequencies and waves all around the esoteric realm, so to speak. And I hope I'm not really going over y'all's heads, and I'm trying not to sound like what's the word? I'm trying not to sound like a conspiracy theorist or some type of nut job while I'm explaining this to you. I'm trying to break it down to the lowest molecule. In short, what CERN seems to be trying to do is open up portals to another dimension, right? And the way they're doing that is using the sun's frequency to magnify itself against the earth. And these frequencies move at a certain speed where it can reach other entities. Now, they call it light speed, all right? Have you ever heard that term, light speed? That's what it's called. So they have to do this at certain time spans so they can reach these entities at that light speed. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why the earthquake? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. All of this is connected. Whether you believe it or not, it's all connected. Now, hold on real quick. Let me pull this up for y'all. For some reason, my screen keeps going.
students, and this of course will increase our opportunities for discovery or for understanding the fundamental laws of the universe.
This particle accelerator runs deep below the Swiss Alps, sending high-intensity beams through a 27-kilometer tunnel and smashing them together. It takes thousands of magnets to create a stable beam, squeeze it thinner than a human hair, and guide them round the ring. And these are the results. It's been 10 years since the scientists here discovered the Higgs boson, or God particle, which helped explain why matter takes on mass to form stars and planets. But it only opened up more questions.
The God particle.
The Higgs boson, of course.
See, this is why so many different people talking about what's going to happen, thinking they're going to gain the skills to manifest and all these things. Because there will be something happening spiritually here on this planet after April 8th. Will it be the end of the world? No. Remember, the Bible says we know not the day nor the hour. Only the Father knows, right? But are we at the end times? Absolutely. Now, what is the God particle? What is Cern trying to accomplish here? The same thing that they were trying to accomplish back in the Bible with the Tower of Babel. Now, you got to remember what Satan proclaimed in the scriptures, that he will ascend unto the stars, into the heavens, and be like the Most High. So what they're trying to do essentially is hack the universe, gain the God particle. In essence, they want to be able to break through this firmament. That's what it's really about. They're trying to use the sun as a weapon to break through the firmament. And from what I'm hearing, through certain military personnel, which I will not give their identity because they have certain clearances, and I won't give who these people are, but I have some inside scoop on some things. And what I'm hearing from military personnel is the Hadron Collider that they built last year, they got one even more massive and more powerful than that one. They're just not telling the public. And on April 8th, there's certain drills being ran, and they're going to actually be putting this thing to the test. Now, could this affect people spiritually? Perhaps it will. Will people start tweaking out? Will it be more paranormal activity? Will it be certain gates that's open up? Yeah, if you plugged into that energy, if you into that beast frequency, I'm pretty sure, certain things will be taking place. Now, if you of the Most High, if you have the seal of God, the real God particle, because what they're chasing is not the real God particle. What they're chasing is a particle coming from Satan. They can't get a piece of God. That's what man don't understand. They can't hack the universe and get information from fallen angels and go get a piece of God and think that they could use a piece of God to hack his universe, bro. That's not finna happen. But what it will do is release more demons. What it will do is allow the AI to have more power. It'll allow the algorithm to have more power, which is the beast. The algorithm is the beast too. It'll allow, these smart devices, and, it's going to be a real battle between man versus AI. That's what you're looking at. That's really what they're doing.
Was kind of a holy grail to find, because we knew it was there, and finally we managed to find it. And now there is a lot of work going on to study it. It's a little bit like you discover a new cave in a mountain, then you take a lot of time in order to explore the cave and to understand how this cave goes, if there are paintings, if there are no paintings.
Physicists hope it will reveal the secrets of dark matter that make up 85% of our universe, but does not absorb, reflect.
Wait, what did they say? Physicists hope that they can get a greater understanding on dark matter. On dark matter.
Finally, we managed to find it, and now there is a lot of work going on to study it. It's a little bit like you discover a new cave in a mountain, then you take a lot of time in order to explore the cave and to understand how this cave goes, if there are paintings, if there are no paintings.
Physicists hope it will reveal the secrets of dark matter that make up 85% of our universe, but does not absorb, reflect, or emit.
Doesn't absorb or reflect or emit. So what it would make sense that they would have to block off the sun. Now, you know, you've heard conversations about Bill Gates talking about blocking off the sun. Maybe temporarily using dark matter, they can block off the sun temporarily using CERN, bro. And this is my theory. Everybody got their theories. Everybody got their theories. I've studied this pretty diligently. I'm not saying I'm an expert on this stuff, but what I will say is studying NASA, which means deceiver in Hebrew, means deception and to deceive. That's what NASA means. Me studying NASA and studying the things they've done with this Hadron Collider, it really is beginning to look like they're trying to harvest this dark matter in such a way where they can create a real Stargate, a portal between one realm into the next. And for people who are not really spiritually minded, people who really, you know, don't do their research, and people who just are carnal, they hear conversations like this and it's really going over their heads because they believe everything they see is just what it is, but it's more to what meets the eye. And these people have always tried to ascend into the heavens and be like the Most High. These people have always tried to crack through the firmament of the earth, of the world as we know, because there's a firmament there. In order for them to get through, they believe if they can harvest enough dark matter, enough, if they can create portals, that they can somehow create all these energy weapons enough to burn through. This is what they're attempting to do. Burn through the firmament, crack through the firmament, go into the heavens and go to war with Yah. They want to go to war with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what they're doing in CERN, essentially. Creating weapons to go to war with Yah. Now, what is going to really happen is on April 8th, the righteous are going to become more refined. The Most High is going to preserve us. He is going to show us more and more because we're obedient to him and we're not bowing before the image of the beast. Now, for all these other people out here, all these new agers and all these people playing with tarot cards and black magic and you using manifestation journals and jinns and crystals and all of these kind of things, all you people, you need to grab your popcorn. That's a fact. You need to grab your popcorn because y'all gonna start seeing things manifest for real. Y'all talking about we're gonna be able to manifest after April 8th. You know how many witches and warlocks I heard on social media say, oh, when April 8th come, we gonna have powers. We're gonna be able to manifest. You damn right you're gonna be manifesting demons all in your house. You're gonna be dead. You damn right you're gonna be manifesting because you on the left hand side. But what you gonna be manifesting ain't what you think it's gonna be. Real talk. Christopher, thanks for the 10 cents. Shalom, brother. Appreciate the work you do for Elohim's kingdom. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the support. And if everybody can, if you can get the likes up to over 1,000, it'd be highly appreciated because there's some real talk going on right now. Most people don't want to talk about this, man. Real talk. Somebody said at first they tried to escape the earth. Now they're trying to escape reality realms. That's a fact. If you watch the show, 3 Body Problems, watch this show on Netflix. It's called 3 Body Problems. Now, in this show, right, it's a lot of predictive programming going on, y'all. In the show, they take a Hadron Collider-like weapon. They point it towards the sun, and different entities begin to communicate with them. Now, these entities come in the form of AI. Yes, of AI. And what they find out is this AI is really what they call aliens, a different species, a different entity. And that's what AI is really, ladies and gentlemen. I've been telling y'all this for a while, that artificial intelligence is nothing but disembodied spirits, disembodied souls, not even souls, spirits, dark spirits, demons, archons, shadow beings, with ancient knowledge coming from the pits of hell. They work side by side with Beelzebub. This is how he's able to communicate. We're talking about demons that need hosts. That's what AI is. Now, this AI finds out that mankind is liars. The AI find out that mankind has the capacity to tell lies in the show. And so they turn on mankind because they say mankind can't be trusted. And they had all these followers. The AI had all these followers that was praising the AI as the creator. They were calling the AI my Lord. I mean, and they got this little box in the show where they're communicating through the AI like it's Chat GPT. Just like Chat GPT. Just like your world leaders in real life. Your Charles Schwabs and all of them, they really be communicating with AI like it's God. And they really be behind the scenes with a little box asking the AI, asking the disembodied spirit, yo, what should we do next? Yo, the movie is telling you how they really get down. They tell you at the world forums that that's how they get down. So the AI turns on mankind, and then it becomes a war against man and AI. And that's what's coming, man. Your Elon Musk, your Charles Schwabs, all these people are really doing the things that's happening in that movie. I mean, in that TV series. And that's what this eclipse is about. It's about accelerating that Hadron Collider at a peak time, launching chaos and launching madness on people who are spiritually weak. I'm telling you.
Night. The data, which is open to the public for analysis, is streaming in. Already, scientists have discovered 3 new exotic quarks, the tiniest particles ever found. They exist for just 100,000 of a billion of a second, and could give us answers about the origins of the universe and its fate. Charlie Angela, Al Jazeera.
Yo, did you hear that? That's exactly what they were doing in the show. And they had to create something that moved with the speed of light. And that's what they're just talking about, to get answers. What kind of answers? Answers from something in another dimension. They believe if they can fire up this Hadron Collider, that they can get to that portal, get to that place, and reach those entities and forces, which are just fallen angels. That's really what they are. And get answers. And it's going to come in the form of AI. It already has. It really already has, man. Now, am I saying that all forms of AI are evil and wicked? I mean, listen, everything that's created is made for the greater good that is chosen. It's about how people use things. And you're going to live in a society really soon where they're going to be using AI to do a lot of nasty work out here. And already you got certain platforms trying to position themselves so they're not affected by this. You have some powerful AI out there that can frame people for crimes, y'all, that they didn't commit. We're talking about deep state, deep fake. Like, it depends whose hands are using the AI. And it just so happens that the world powers don't have our best interests at heart, and they got a hold of this technology. Somebody said Cern reminds me of the Netflix series Stranger Things. Stranger Things is another one that's talking about Cern, where it opens up another gateway to another dimension. They call it the upside down in Cern. That's exactly what it is. Pretty soon you're gonna see these entities manifesting themselves, and y'all gonna think it's just Project Bluebeam. You're gonna think it's just a hologram. And it will be a hologram, but they will be real entities in the form of a hologram. Did you hear what I just said? They're going to be real entities in the form of a hologram. And this what was happening in the show 3 Body. Now, what do I mean? There'll be real entities in the form of a hologram. Now, in the show 3's Body Problems on Netflix, there was VR headsets, very similar to the Apple Pro Vision. They put these headsets on, and they can literally see these entities in the headsets that were very realistic. But the only issue was those entities were real. They were just playing as hosts in that realm. I'm telling you, man, they're really trying to get alternative universes They really trying to really hack people and find their way on it, find their room here. That's what's really taking place. Somebody said it was nasty work because she looked so real. They were videos and all, but she doesn't even exist, right? Yeah, they turning this place into resident damn evil, bro. And you got so many new agers excited. Like, people are traveling all across the country just to go see this eclipse. You know, there's people going to what they call X marks the spot, and we don't know what the hell gonna happen to them people. I really believe there's gonna be some type of frequency that's gonna be let loose on those people, because there's a lot of wealthy people who are behind X marks the spot. There's a lot of wealthy people behind this whole campaign when it comes to this this eclipse, getting people excited, revved up, and interested. There's a lot of people standing behind that, and it is a money grab. And also, I think it's something more daunting and ominous as well. I think they may be trying to let loose some type of frequency on the people who go see that, who like literally go to X marks the spot. Yo, when you hear X marks the spot, that's a war terminology. That when they say X marks the spot, that's like something before they about to drop a nuke or drop a missile on something, bro. And you got people, hundreds and thousands of people traveling across the country to go see the eclipse in somewhere called X marks the spot, somewhere in the middle, near Texas. Listen, them people may come back never the same, bro. Them people may come back never the same. We don't know what type of frequency gonna be hitting these people. Man, I gotta show y'all more about Cern, man, because knowledge is power, and when you know what's going on in the world, you understand. Ladies and gentlemen, they've opened up a black hole in Cern.
How did we get here? Well, let's roll back a few days. This is Cern, the nuclear research laboratory on the border of France and Switzerland. It features the most powerful particle accelerator on Earth, the Large Hadron Collider, or LHC. What does it do? Well, it accelerates and collides particles at 99.99% the speed of light.
Damn.
And maybe it could produce the very first lab-grown black hole. How big would that black hole be?
Big as the sun.
What precautions would you need to take not to get sucked in? And how long would it take to destroy the entire planet?
Now, you got to understand, the Bible tells us, if the Most High did not speed these times up, if the Lord didn't speed the days up, mankind would destroy every damn thing. If he didn't speed it up for the elect's sake, all of this would be destroyed, because mankind is reckless, bro. They reckless. And then we wonder why we having earthquakes in various places, wildfires, tornadoes, hurricanes in different places. Listen, the earth is actually mourning right now. The earth is actually mourning because of what man is doing. And man is only going to fallen entities. Man is going on the dark side to get all this information, because they want to be immortal. They want to live forever. They want to go against the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Somebody said, don't be nervous, don't be scared. The universe will give you whatever energy you give off. That's it. Now listen, man, we not new agers over here. From the words of my brother over there at Congregation of the Mighty, we new earthers over here. We believe there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. We not new ages. Revelations 9:11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in Greek tongue have his name Apollyon. Now peep this. Now understand that scripture right there. The land in which Cern sits is called Apollyon. Look it up. You hear what I just said? The land where Switzerland is at, the land where Cern is at in Switzerland, they call it Apollycum. Now I'm gonna read the scripture again so you can get a better understanding of what's going on. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, and in the Greek tongue have his name Apollyon. That's the demon that Cern is communicating with. That's the demon that they're getting their information from. This is what they're utilizing. This is what they're getting the technology. This is who they're in communication with. Apollycum. He's in the bottomless pit. So they've already made a black hole. They've already cracked portals. They already have stargates. There's a show back in the day that I grew up watching called Stargate. It's very revealing. And that show is showing you exactly what they got going on in CERN. This is prophecy. So when we talk about end time prophecy, it's going on right now in this earth physically as well. It ain't everything that's in the spirit will manifest physically. Somebody said, I remember that show. Yeah, that show was the real deal. Somebody said April 8th could be a possible ritual. Yeah, April 8th is a definite ritual. It's a definite ritual. You gotta understand, mankind learned all kind of knowledge from fallen angels. The book of Enoch really breaks it down very well. Let me let this pass. They have officially opened a portal to another dimension.
Scientists at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, as it's better known, have discovered a way to open up an interdimensional portal. CERN's scientific discoveries are yet again turning everything we thought we knew about the universe on its head, changing the fields of physics and astronomy as we know it.
We just had collisions at an unprecedented energy, 13.6 tera-electron volt, and this opens a new era of exploration at CERN.
This time, the discovery has been made by a team of physicists and technologists working on the Large Hadron Collider, the world's most powerful particle accelerator. In today's video, we'll be taking a deep dive into the secretive intergovernmental organization and how they, in theory, were able to open up a portal into another dimension.
And that's what they did. They opened a portal into another dimension. And that's what we're going to have going on. And the AI is going to be accelerated. They're able to broaden the bandwidth on our cellular devices, as well as y'all got to look out. The 6G is coming real soon. And when that 6G hit, it's going to be different out here. People are going to be moving different. You got to understand that people already have nanotechnology in their veins right now. A lot of people who went and made the wrong decision was the wrong decision. I ain't gonna say exactly what that decision was. You could put two and two together, those who are awake. They already have those particles running through them. There has been some changes in the DNA of the people. And you're gonna see people tweaking. Imagine a world where people can be controlled remotely. This is what I want you to understand here. In the Bible, it says Babylon will become the inhabitant of all evil spirits, all foul spirits, all. Imagine people totally taken over by these malevolent forces. Imagine the dark matter literally taking over people, where you look at certain babies that's going to be born in the future. There's going to be certain babies that's born where they're not going to have no whites in their eyes. I'm talking about there's going to be certain babies born where all you see is darkness in their eyes. Man, it's bright out here. Imagine that. Imagine, and this is all because of what's going on with technology. Somebody said Statue of Liberty struck by lightning. I know that couldn't have happened yet. It's gonna happen eventually. That thing gonna be floating in the water soon. Somebody said they already tweaking. It's a lot of people acting like robots around me on the daily. Right. NPCs everywhere you turn. Somebody said it happened yesterday. Are you serious? Oh, you got to send me that. You're gonna definitely have to send me that. If Lady Liberty got struck by lightning, I need that source. And that's not the first time that's happened, but I need that. Because there ain't no liberty there. The only thing you liberated to do is be part of the 2/3 in the wicked. Somebody said it happened Wednesday. Yeah, send me that. Just send it to me. I'm not telling you, I'm not calling you a liar. Just send it. Somebody said, have you seen the giant hibernating locusts that describe in the Bible though? I haven't seen that. A giant hibernating locust? Yeah, y'all send me all that stuff. Send me everything. Someone said, have you seen some earthquake movies, New Breed? Yeah, I've seen quite a few earthquake movies. And you know the dangerous thing about New York having an earthquake is that the infrastructure is already faulted. And it's on an island. New York is right on the island. And man, it's just dangerous. It's dangerous. Somebody said, look like the shape of a Y. Interesting. Somebody said, I'm in New Jersey and the earth rumbled. See, yeah, people felt it in Jersey. I even got a couple people inbox me, you know, in Philadelphia, saying that they felt aftershocks in Philly. So it's wild. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, they below sea level. It's just dangerous altogether. Like, I think it's the Most High warning y'all to get out of New York. And I know it's certain brothers in the truth. They about to get up out of there. And when they out of there, New York gonna really go to hell after that. And then that's gonna be a testament of the Most High. Y'all gonna be like, yo, soon as this biblical brother got out of New York, and soon as, you know, and it's gonna be well-known biblical brothers handling truth. When they leave, watch. When they leave, bro, New York is done. It's gonna be cooked. The Most High gonna judge it. So all you brothers in truth, like, get out of that area. The Most High is literally warning y'all. Then California got next. Listen, California, from East Coast to the West Coast, the Most High is judging. But he's gonna bring the righteous together. Sheesh. Erica said she in Virginia and felt it. Are you serious? How many of y'all in Virginia felt it too? Oh man, the numerology is real. JD, the disciple, shared a 4.8 earthquake and the eclipse is on 4/8. Oh. What are they trying to tell us? What are they trying to tell us? Somebody said in Plainville, New Jersey, and it felt like something huge grabbed and was shaking the building. Yeah, I see a lot of people from Jersey felt it. And you know, and this is because the Most High is warning people, bro. Like, you gotta understand, places like New York not supposed to be getting hit with earthquakes. That's abnormal. That's abnormal. Now, y'all see what's going on over there. They literally are running amok. These migrants are squatting in people's houses. They got all kind of online forums of how to take over people's homes and siege people's homes. I mean, they out here dealing drugs. There's a string of robberies connected to the migrants. There's shootings attached to them, and they're getting out with no bail. Like, New York is saying, look, this is Gotham City now. You go do what you want. It's like it's being ran by the Riddler, the Joker, and everything else, man. Like, we've never seen corruption in such a overt fashion like that, bro. Like, they don't even care no more. It's like a purge out there. Crime is legal. That's what we getting out of it. Oh, you a migrant? You a squatter? You know what? We're gonna let you out. No questions asked. You did what? You jolly stomped the police officer? No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. And then shortly after, it get hit with an earthquake. The Most High is trying to tell y'all, look, this place is evil. And it's gonna get worse. Like, when stuff like that happen, it can't get no better. The Most High trying to protect y'all. Like, look, let me just, since y'all not paying attention, let me just grab y'all real quick and shake y'all up and let y'all know I want y'all to get out of this place. I'm about to judge you. How more clear do the Most High gotta be with the people of New York, that it's time to exit? It's time for an exodus. How much more clear do the Almighty gotta be? It's like he grabbing y'all, shaking y'all like, look, I'm finna judge this place. I'm literally holding back my judgment. I'm literally holding it back because this place is ran by evil people. It's lawless. It's lawless here. I don't think people understand the Most High, how he works, bro. He don't play. He don't play. And because lawlessness abound, the love of many waxing cold. There's a lot of despair and death going on out there. There's a lot of poverty going on out there. And I've heard the testimony of my brother Ringo, how it's almost like a prison out there. When you walk outside, you can feel that it's like a prison. And I'm gonna tell you, the last time I've been to New York, I was on my way to Africa. I went to JFK. And I was in Jamaica, Queens. I was in Queens, New York. And bruh, it just feels bad. It just feels bad. And you know, the crazy part is, the moment I got off the plane at the airport, it was a lady flipping out on 12. All I heard was F12. And they going in on the cops, like the cops going in on the people. I'm talking about this at the airport, y'all. I try to go get something to eat from the airport. Everybody rude as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go get some of that good old New York pizza. The pizza wasn't even good like it's supposed to be. It wasn't good. It didn't feel good. Like, it didn't feel good in New York, bro. Like, I couldn't leave New York fast enough. Literally, I could not get out of there fast enough. And that's the same way I be feeling when I'm in DC. That's the same way I be feeling in DC. Now, I got family in DC, so I gotta go to DC time from time. And then when I go, I'm trying to go right back down south. I'm telling you, I'm trying to go for a couple days, catch up with some people, and I'm trying to leave, bro. I'm trying to leave. I don't want to be there long. It's something about these cities that just is wrong. There's something about them that I'm not rocking with. Somebody said the authentic city feeling is gone, shaking my head. Real talk. Yeah, I mean, this is really a warning. And yo, it's so many movies out there. It's so many movies out there about escape from New York. The fall of New York. There's so many movies that's predictive programming because they know what's coming. Somebody said indigenous elders say that each quake brings out more reptilians from down under. Wow, that's interesting. That's an interesting theory right there. I believe personally that the earthquake is the Most High's doing. Could it have some connection to what they're planning in Cern? I think the Most High sees everything, and he's trying to warn the people. He's trying to warn the people. Somebody said the South is where it's at for real. For some reason, it feels safer. I mean, you know, eventually, Babylon as a whole, this place is going to be exposed for what it is. But I will say, living down south does feel more family oriented. It feels more like, it does feel more safe. That is a good way of saying it. It feels cleaner. The air is cleaner. You know, it's certain spirits that you don't really have to deal with much down south. And you know, I would never move back to the city. I don't want to be there. I don't want to live in those cities. I just don't. I don't have peace there. I don't want to deal with the parking. The parking is just absolutely insane there. I feel like it's a lot of, you get car tickets, you get traffic tickets all the time out there. I mean, you could be driving perfect. You could be a perfect driver, bro. You could be a perfect driver, and all of us, you got all these tickets that you can't afford. It's crowded. The air stinks. The people are rude. Like, who wants to be around that, bro? Seriously. Who wants to be around that? Now, most of the 2/3, they feel like they missing something if they leave the city. They feel like they're losing out on something. They don't want to break that soul tie. Some of y'all in these cities, man, y'all surrounded by devils, man, and you need to get them spirits off you. You need to get them spirits off you. Shake that damn demonic heat and get the hell away from those people and ascend to the next level. Find a new way. Who wants to be somewhere where it's overpopulated? Where it's overpopulated, the rent is sky high. You paying for something that is not worth the amount. Like, you spending all this hard-earned money paying for something that is too small for you and your family. Like, that's just not ideal at all. It makes no sense. Being in the concrete jungle, knowing that you can do better. And I'm talking about for you who can do better. Like, I'm not here to like disrespect people and their plight or whatever situation they're going through. I lived in the city for many years, and I do know the grass is greener on the other side. But this is not to, you know, pretty much disregard some of y'all's efforts to do better. But I just want to motivate y'all. Like, y'all can really get out of there. If you put your mind to it, you can get out of there. You can go wherever you want to go. You can go wherever you want to go and do what you need to do. You don't have to stay there. You got to understand, like, a lot of people make a lot of excuses. But if there was if you knew that there was a hurricane that was about to hit New York City tomorrow, and this hurricane was going to take it out, and it was on all over the news, like, yo, if you don't evacuate New York right now, a massive hurricane is going to take out the whole entire state. You will find a way to get out of there. I guarantee you, you will find a way to get out of there. I promise you that. You will make way. You will make provisions. And y'all got some time. You got some grace time. You need to be finding that way. You need to be finding that way out of there. Somebody said, yeah, man, you got to leave the world behind. And leaving the world behind ain't necessarily you moving into the woods by yourself trying to survive off nature. Leaving the world behind, it's just you getting away from those toxic people in your life. You may have to leave from one state to the next, and that was your world. See, you got to understand how symbolic the leave the world behind phrase is. Because even scripturally, different places were considered different worlds. Where I'm located may be a different world from where you located. Like, we living in two different worlds, right? You ever heard that phrase? So some of y'all just getting away from those people who don't have your best interests at heart, getting away from those toxic individuals out there in your life that's holding you back, keeping you like in discourse and, you know, minimalizing your potential. Like, you got to leave the world behind. Because if you stay there, things will never change. They'll just stay the same because you're in the same environment. So you're going to fall back into the same temptations. You're going to resort back into the same sins, the same digressions that kept you for many, many years, those demonic strongholds. You got to shake that and be like, yo, I'm leaving the world behind, bro. I don't even care. Literally, that when you get tired of being tired and you get fed up and you like, bro, I got to go. What I'm surrounded with is not healthy to me. I got to do better for me and mine. And you got to make moves. You got to make provisions. Because if you think for a second that earthquake is just a natural phenomenon, some little disaster, the Most High is doing this stuff. And he's communicating. And he's using his real teachers, his real men of truth to literally blow the trumpet We literally blowing the shofar, letting y'all know, yo, we're giving the directives as they're given. The Most High is telling us, commanding us to let the people know, leave these places, go from this place to that. That's called being a shepherd, giving direction to the people. When they see danger amidst, when they see the Most High communicating, that's being a watchman. That's being a watcher of truth. And that's what the men of the Most High have been doing. Shout outs to all the brothers who've been warning, like, yo, y'all got to get out of these places because judgment going to come. It's going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. Don't be like Lot's wife. Remember Lot's wife. That's what the Bible said. Remember Lot's wife, man. Lot's wife didn't want to leave the city. There was so much sin going on. It was all kind of adultery going on. All kind of homosexuality going on. All kind of crime, violence. I'm pretty sure in Sodom and Gomorrah they had squatters. They probably had gay squatters. They probably had gay squatter rights in Sodom and Gomorrah. They probably had gay squatter rights. Imagine you go in your home and there's a grown ass man with a pink robe walking around your house with dildos laying all over the place. And you can't get him out your house. That's what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. Man. Nah, I'm being facetious. I'm being facetious. But I'm just saying, bro, ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Like, real talk, bro, it ain't nothing new under the sun. Like, y'all got to get out of these places, man. They give everybody the rights. They give everybody the rights that the people who built the country should have. It's crazy. They hijack our plight. They have their own civil rights movements. Imagine you walk in your house and they got gay squatter rights and all Diddy and them people, everybody who party with Diddy is just crammed up in your house and you can't get them out of there. I know I be cracking jokes sometimes, but for real, I'm being serious, man. You got to move, you got to move accordingly. The way the rules and laws are being put on the books here in this country, bro, you don't know what they're going to come with. Next thing you know, them people going to have the right to move up in your house. While you out of town, you come back there in your house. How you going to feel about that? Somebody said, I am truly scared to sleep because I'm feeling tremble still. Wow. She must be in New York. She said she's still feeling trembles from the earthquake. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Somebody said, have you seen a video of the giant bed party? I don't know if you're talking about Kanye's video back in the day. But yeah, I've seen that. Somebody said, just leave the world behind because strife to make the nation implode on itself. That's what I'm saying, man. You got to leave the world behind, man. Leave the world behind come in many forms, man. Some of y'all just got to straight up delete people, block people from your phone, get them out of your call log, and just leave the world behind. Some of you all got to cut your own family off because they toxic. Some of you all just got to cut everybody off because they don't want to see you winning. You just got to leave the world behind. She said she's in Jersey. Yep. Yeah, Jersey felt it pretty bad. Y'all felt a good deal of it. It was a very shallow earthquake. But a 4.8 in New York, that's huge because, number one, in that area, it shouldn't be happening. Number two, when you look at New York's infrastructure, that could have been potentially real bad. And on top of that, you got all these buildings close together. Everybody's crammed up. Having a earthquake in that type of environment could have just really, really, really been bad. The Most High's having grace. He's having grace. blessings, blessings. But all praises to the Most High, man. I got some moves to make. I love each and every one of y'all. I got more content coming. Thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay safe out here. They support the work via Cash App, New Breed Global Truth 77. All your donations are highly appreciated, and it goes towards our land development project in North Carolina. Please support the ministry, support the work. I love y'all. I got some moves I need to make. Y'all be blessed today. Shalom and peace.